Hi folks, welcome to Follow the Leader, a podcast focused on telling character-driven stories through the use of GM-less tabletop games where we can all take the lead. You can find us on Twitter and Tumblr at FTLcast. Today we're playing This Town is Full of Monsters by Aleks Samoylov. For those of you who are new to this game, here are the basics. This Town is Full of Monsters is a storytelling, role-playing game set in a smallish community beset by mysterious eldritch forces. There's always a town. There are always townsfolk. And somewhere, everywhere, perhaps in their hearts and minds, perhaps in the swamp or the woods, there are monsters, mysteries, and secrets. I'm Kales. You can find me on Citadel of Swords at Twitter. You can find the games that I write at citadelofswords.itch.io, and my pronouns are they, them. Playing with me today, we have...
Hi, I'm Mab. You can find me on Twitter at Little Lady Mab. You can find my game Twitter at Sunshine Paladin. And, yes, I think that's it. Oh, pronouns are she, her.
I'm Jade. You can find me on Twitter at JadeOxfordRose, and you can see me playing D&D, if that is your cup of tea, over on twitch.tv Natural Ruckus. Our YouTube with our VOD is the same. And that's alternate Mondays, and on alternate Fridays, I have just started running a campaign of the Sprawl over there. So you can tune in and see that if you fancy it. And I also use they, them pronouns.
And I'm Dora. You can find me on Twitter at HarpyDora, and you can find the games that I've written at harpydora.itch.io. And I also use they, them pronouns.
Our lines, which are things we absolutely do not want to see, are homophobia and transphobia, racism, sexism, violence against children and animals, sexual assault, domestic violence or intimate partner violence, and unwanted pregnancy. Our veils, which are things we're fine with addressing but will just fade to black on, are steamy situations and graphic descriptions of bodily harm. Now that we've got all that, let's get started! Welcome everyone to the sequel to Arc 15. If you have not listened to Arc 15, you should probably hit pause right now and go back and listen to that before you listen to this, because we're going to be picking right back up with the exact same game, with the exact same characters, where we left off. So, pause now. I'm going to give you 2 hours. Sounds good? Alright.
Alright, bye everyone. See you in 2 hours.
Okay, you're back! Alright, welcome back. Now we can play our game. Characters first, and then I will do a recap, and then we'll get started.
So just, let's think of this. Was it, City of Gulls, more monsters, more town. Too much monsters, too much town. Oh no, there's a Fast and the Furious thing I'm trying to riff on here that is so far away out of my reach.
Too many monsters, too many towns.
Too much town, too much monsters.
Two town, two monsters.
Yeah, there we go.
2 town, 2 monsters.
Monster 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
No, the
That's
Electric
the tiny
Boogaloo's
set.
the Fireblands.
Fireblands.
That's true.
That
That's
says
true.
something.
Electric Boogaloo is Firebrands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is. It is actually the official name in the chat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, here's a good one to riff off of. The Town of the Monsters. Like the Fate of the Furious.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
There you go. That's approved.
I sure am on the Fast and the Furious Wikipedia page. Anyway, Mab, do you want to
on.
start us off?
Nope, I have a mouthful of bread. So I'll be playing the Peony. Her pronouns are she, her, or if we went with the original game set that I played her in, the goddess is her pronoun. Profession is a prophetess. Her hobbies are tea, and for some unknown reason, these are in parentheticals. Walking along the shore and watching and waiting. I don't know why. Those are in parentheticals. Probably because I couldn't think of a better descriptor. Skill set is augury, counsel, and herbal remedies. Her general appearance is that she wears fancy robes in red and gold, lots of ornamentation, has covered eyes but a gentle and smiling mouth. She stands at average height, around 5'6", and straight-backed. She has strawberry blonde hair when you can see it, but mostly it's tucked away beneath the hood of her robe and behind, it just like hangs down over her eyes. Her first tag is Mouthpiece of the Gods. The second is Soft Comforts. The third is, quote, Age is a concept. And tag 4, which I think someone added onto her last time, is Enabler in Chief.
I'm playing a character that goes by Every, though it's sort of come up in the last session, so to give their full name, from eternity to now, every person knows not who they are, but who they might be. And as I said, they go by Every. Pronouns are they, them. Their profession is sort of a drifter, jack of all trades. Their hobbies are weaving, like baskets, fabric and jewellery, and other crafts that keep their hands busy. Dancing, or at least they used to dance, and people watching. Their skill set is getting into and out of places they shouldn't be, paying attention, and timing. Their general appearance, large dark eyes and red hair that's been long bleached by the sun to the point of brassiness with a streak of black that's worn back in a loose braid. They look like they've been sick at some point in the past and still not really recovered from it. On the uncomfortable side of thin, dark circles beneath the eyes, washed out skin. They dress in sort of layers of mismatched ragged clothes and a scarf regardless of the weather. And their body is inked with lines of text. It traverses all over the place, but you only really ever see snippets of it due to their style of dress. And their tags are Friendly Neighbourhood Cryptid, Still Waters Run Deep, and Hidden Teeth.
And I'll be playing Marius Thank the Gods for Small Favors. Their pronouns are they, them. Their profession is the Last Mage of Anukar. Their hobbies include academic pursuits, particularly magical theory. Their skill set is the arcane arts, in particular ghost summoning and conjuration. Their general appearance is short, between 5'3" and 5'4", willowy and pale, with long brown hair kept in an elaborate braid, dark eyes, sharp features, and they wear the robes of their station as a Mage of Anukar. Their tags are Likes Books More Than People, Know-It-All, and Fussy, Fussy, Fussy.
They're so dumb, I love them. And I am going to be playing Sable the Unfavored. Their pronouns are they, them, or he, him. Their profession is alive. Their hobbies are, once upon a time it was gardening, but they haven't had a place to have a garden in a long time. Their skill set is negotiation, not with swords or staffs, though they do have a staff. General appearance is Robin Wright in House of Cards with dark red hair. It's growing out just a little bit. It's probably curling by their chin around now. Dark gray eyes, some warmth in them despite the set of their jaw. Simple clothes in neutral colors, carefully patched. Staff they lean on, I mentioned. They also do wield it as a weapon if they have to. Please don't make them. They have a scar over one eye and littered up their arms. They wear a ring that has, like, the design of a compass on it, on their finger, and they have an opal ring on a chain around their neck. Their tags are the Paladin, to be lawful or good, Wanderer, and Young Face, Old Eyes. I just realized I never wrote down their relationship with the peony.
That's okay.
I realised I didn't include Every's height in their description because it came up last session. They short. They're like 5'1".
Right. Yes.
They're short.
They're short. This is important.
And Sable is like nearly 6 foot tall.
As we go into the relationship, it just occurred to me hearing the characters get introduced again, given how different as people the two of them are, the fact that it's Sable the Unfavoured and Marius Thank the Gods for Small Favours, I wonder if they've ever had a conversation about that.
Scene idea.
I'm gonna say right now that I think the answer is no, because I don't think Sable introduces themselves as Sable the Unfavoured.
That tracks, but
it's just what they're known as.
Yeah, sure, that absolutely makes sense, but the thought struck me on hearing it. Like, the different paths they're on in their lives, and it just really hit me all of a sudden, just like,
That's good shit, is the thing.
Yeah.
Also, Kales, I know you were talking about earlier what you wanted to do for your scene. I know a way to instigate that. So
Excellent. Let's go.
I have figured it out. After everything else is done,
Yeah.
I
Alright.
got you.
Yeah, let's go.
Relationships and then recap of the last game.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, I might have to change this relationship with Every, but the peony knows the truth about them and will look after them until they are ready to know it. So, that happened.
Yeah. That's a thing.
We're in a transitional stage.
Yeah.
Every. Their relationship with Marius is there are things I can do that I don't understand. Marius is helping me understand how and why I can do them. Again, it's all good. It's all good.
Yep. Marius's relationship with Sable is, I feel indebted to Sable for guiding me safely to the City of Gulls. That hasn't changed yet.
Yet.
Yeah. If I'm remembering correctly, because this sounds right, Sable's relationship with the peony is, I believe that the peony has the answers that I seek, or at least can point me in the direction of them.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, that
Sounds legit.
Right. Yeah.
Sounds right. All right.
Sounds good.
Sorry, yeah. Once we've done the recap, did we want to rattle through our motifs and our mysteries as well?
Well, I was actually going to do that first.
Okay, never mind.
I was just thinking, I was like, actually, I should rattle off the motifs and the mysteries and what a tag and a marker are, just to remind everyone what they are. So this town is full of monsters, has a lot of moving parts. So I'm just gonna rattle off our stuff, before I get into the recap, which, oh dear, where did my recap go? Oh, it's here, I found it. So, our motifs, which are recurring images that we call again and again, are seagulls, bones, unexpected light in the darkness, and darkness where there should be light, new beginnings,
Marius.
metamorphosis.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right.
You're not.
A little sorry.
And metamorphosis and the marks we leave on others. Our 4 domains are the wilds, the deep, the fringe, and the heart. The wild are the ocean, the forests, both carnivorous and not carnivorous, the spires on the beach and the fallen skyscraper. The deep are the mountains that are a mirage, and the temple that you can't see except in the pitch dark. The fringe are the underground tunnels, most of the still ruined parts of the city, and the other temples that you can see. And the heart are the reclaimed parts of the city. Our organizations, which really we should just call them our factions, are the Cult of the Tallboy, the Cult of the Seagulls, Cult of the Storm God Mulga, and whatever the small town council is, which has the tag trying their best. Our locales are a half-collapsed building clearly of some form or purpose in the still ruined part of town, which is Every's tagged locale. It has the tag Sanctuary. The shore is where you can usually find Sable, as usual. The Peony's tea house / temple whatever thing, in quotes, shopfront. And the reclaimed library, which has been tagged with forbidden knowledge. Nice going, Marius.
Yeah. It's fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be
That's
fine.
the episode title.
Nice going, Marius.
Nice going, Marius. Our mysteries are what happened to Afiel, look to the lightning to see answers in the flashes, who built the temple you can't see except in the dark, what are ghosts, what's up with the gods in general, and how are people so old? Also, I was reading this before while you guys were doing character introductions, and this Sable every scene within brackets and just 30 up carrots are so funny. Okay, should I do this recap? I still like the other one better.
The other one was very succinct.
The other one...
Alright, do the other one.
I'm gonna do the other one. I'm sorry.
Just get it out of your system at least. Do both, and then we'll see what sounds better.
Yeah, we'll do both. And then we can decide what sounds better. So, last time in the City of Gulls, the peony tried to help, Every had dreams. Marius was Marius. There was a party in the ribcage of the tall boy. Sable and Every had a dance and made a connection. Marius was Marius again. She made an appearance. Sable relived a memory, and Every read a poem. And that's what you missed on Glee. No, actually, I should do that after this recap, which is slightly longer.
I mean, you can have that on the previously on in the very beginning, and then it's just the joke recap.
Last time, Every went to talk to Marius about some dreams that they had while the peony asked Sable how they were doing settled in one place. The cult of the tall boy threw a party in the ribcage of the tall boy, which wasn't creepy at all. Marius and the peony had a verbal battle of wits, and Sable and Every had a moment. It was interrupted by the flock, but no worries. They met up later in the temple of She Who Shall Not Be Named, which and they left it very quickly. Marius decided to be Marius and decided to go explore the temple you can only see in the dark because they think that they have all the power in the world. Marius. Sable and Every had another moment, and then Every recited a poem, which was actually a psalm, and Sable was, like, freaking out a little bit. And that's where we ended. That's what you missed.
How both cases, it's always Marius was just Marius.
Marius
and
was
Every
Marius.
and Sable had a moment, and that's how you describe the entire previous two, arc.
Listen, it's important.
Yeah. To clarify, as it's come up now, the poem that Every recited is the one that is tattooed on their body.
And is also the one that gave them their name. So, you know, that's
Indeed
chill.
it is. This ain't no place for people that don't want to be extra. Some of us are like summoning darkness. Some of us are just like getting all up in other people's business while looking rad as hell doing so. You know, it's good.
And some of us just want a nap.
Some just want that. So valid.
Okay. That's what we got.
So, Peony, kicking us off.
Yeah, so what I would like my first scene to be is if Sable would like to join the peony at her shop place thing, whatever it is. So she, like, sends out a summons to them and just says, like, hey, I would like to talk. Can you meet me here? There's been a disturbance in the force.
How long after the end of last episode are we calling this?
Oh, sorry. I'm making weird noises again.
It's fine with me.
Yeah. I would say probably, like, not necessarily, I won't say, like, immediately after, just to give Sable some time, but it's probably the next day or a day after, you know, so it's pretty short after the events of last time to be able to pick that up. But it was something that the peony probably was ruminating over and then wanted to act on it.
Okay, so next day, so I don't have to figure out how that last scene ended. Well, we can just let that hang.
Yeah.
Let the fic writers
that's
decide.
That's what fan fiction is for.
Exactly.
I say it's fan fiction, but that's what level $7 is for on our Patreon.
Well, there is also, under primary scene types, there is a flashback, so if Kales and I have a deep desire to address that fallout,
if we want to,
we can.
We can.
The game gives us that power.
The game does not always have to move in a linear fashion.
What is time?
What is time? We should add that to a mystery. What is time?
Yeah. Hold on, I forgot that there were, like, specific scene rules.
It's page 20 in the PDF.
They're not rules. They're
It's
just
more like suggestions.
They're guidelines. I got you. Yeah, okay, so Sable goes. I think they look like not well rested at all. But I don't think they look rattled anymore. I think yesterday they looked really rattled. But today they, like, got, like, a little bit of sleep. Not a lot, though. So they look a little calmer, but not much.
Not by much. Not by a long shot.
No.
So, yeah, the peony already has a place set out for them for tea. And as soon as they come in, she, you know, serves them tea and, like, passes it over to them. And she sits down across from them and says, I believe a lot has happened recently, hasn't there?
You might be understating it. And they take a drink.
I don't know which to approach first, but I thought you should know that I felt something happen recently.
How recently?
Marius, when in relation to that other scene was that timeline-wise?
Honestly, I was kind of thinking about it happening concurrently.
Concurrently? Yeah,
with,
yeah.
Oh boy! We got
The
some
visuals.
room! We got some room here!
A room flooded
Yes.
with light and a room where darkness is happening. Parallels. Tasty, tasty
The peony
parallels.
is dressed in gray. No, she's not. But,
Sable is.
yes. Yesterday afternoon, not more than a day ago.
Well, I mean, yeah, something...
She tilts her head a little bit at that, and kind of like, you can't see what her eyes are doing.
No.
But
No!
it would probably have one eyebrow raised. And she says, "This was darker than what you're thinking, I believe."
Oh. They're a little bit relieved they didn't want to talk about it.
Listen, Mom is here if you ever need to talk about it, okay?
Does she say that?
No.
I was gonna say, I was like,
No, she
Sable
would
does
not
not
say
know how to reply to that.
I think even taking into account that she is very old, I think Sable might still be older than her. I don't actually know, because what is age as a concept? How are people so old?
How are people so old?
So, she kind of runs her thumb along the edge of her cup, and she says, "The spirits do speak to me constantly, and a lot of the times it is background chatter. Yesterday, there was something louder and angrier that I heard, and it covered up the rest of the noise that normally is but the waves of the ocean to me. And I worry a bit at the moment. It's just a small worry, because nothing has, as far as I know, nothing has breached in such a way that it would be cause for alarm. But I thought you, of all people, would like to know."
Have you heard from her?
"Not directly. But I worry. The worry is that the noise that I heard, the yelling, the screaming, was caused by her."
Sable in their head, because I just realized what it is Sable thinks that the peony is talking about. And Sable in their head is like, "I didn't do it. I didn't touch anything, I swear."
Mom, don't be mad at me.
It was like that when I got here.
Sable's like, "I only thought about saying her name. I didn't actually do it. This isn't my fault." It's good to know. This may seem like a bit of a silly question, but is there anyone who's making sure that your worry remains simply worry?
You were the first that I told, because I think you would be the first to understand. I have not made preventative measures yet, because I thought it might have just been a hiccup and nothing to be concerned about. But as I thought about it, and as I asked, it does seem that there is something torn that shouldn't be.
There have always been and will always be those who choose to meddle in what they cannot hope to understand. And in their head, they just go, "Oh, God damn it, Marius."
2 and 2 clicks together.
I don't think Sable thinks that Marius has actually done anything, but I think Sable does recognize that Marius is, like, stupid enough to do something, you know? Like, it hasn't quite clicked together yet. So, yeah, I think actually that's the end of their sentence.
Yeah. And so she just kind of nods carefully and says, I'll keep looking, and I'll keep asking, but to be forewarned is to be forearmed, and I think that something might happen despite any measures that I put up.
It is difficult for me to say that there is anything that I can do. It is not... Obviously, I can do things, but I had always been taught, you could say, to let others make the mistakes that they wish to make, that they have the freedom to choose the darkness if they so desire it. But I have seen what the darkness can do to people. Now I'm in fucking Kingdom Hearts, sorry. This is just Kingdom Hearts.
Jesus Christ. No, it's true.
Kingdom Hearts, but reversed.
The peony nods again, and she says, it might not be your place to stop that from happening, but it could be yours to protect the one that it wishes to harm. Knowing, pointed tilt of her head.
They look thoughtful at that. Like, I don't think they'd ever necessarily considered it in that direction before.
Something to consider, if you would.
Indeed. And they drink their tea.
Yep. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Markers. Who's getting one? Mab? Or what's getting one? Because you have at least one gets assigned, but if any places or motifs got pinged, I was just rereading that for all about them.
Oh, I think we Toads Magoats pinged the unexpected light in the darkness and darkness where there should be light motif.
I think we pinged the Kingdom Hearts motif.
Yeah, we full stop pinged the Kingdom Hearts motif. It's hilarious because when we recorded the first game, I didn't know shit about Kingdom Hearts.
I know.
And now I know.
And now I just see it. I'm just like, yeah. Join us. Join us.
I am one route away from finishing Birth by Sleep, and I'm like, God damn it. I have Aqua's route left.
Oh, I love her. She just deserves the world.
That's true. I love that Birth by Sleep is the story of Ventus and his parents.
It really is.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna
how do I
suggest that maybe the Peony's place can get a tag? Because, like, it doesn't have to. But
yeah, I was thinking about that.
It's taken on a new quality.
Yeah.
Because it's a place for, like, open discussion or revelation.
Right. Yeah. It's a place of seeing and knowing, I think, especially because that's where she does her business and her prophecy.
Yeah.
And then are we also adding the tag to the motif? Because we might want to reorganize that.
Yeah,
I think
what gets the motif marker?
Does the motif get marked, or when a motif gets pinged, the thing where it was or the person that did it gets the marker?
Okay. Yeah. I think it's Marius.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry not to steal your thunder, Mab. I just really wanted it to be clear that I think Marius gets something.
No matter how many times I play this game, I forget how to do the tags. And
I do too.
This is my fourth. Well, we didn't really play it for the Patreon yet. This is like my third time playing this game, and I still don't remember. Alright, I'm just gonna read this, and you guys carry on.
Okay.
But yes, I think that's a good place to put the marker, and I think, for the peony shop.
Cool.
Nice scene.
Yep.
I'm not saying this will be the case, but just because we do this as people, time and time again, we don't just have to have 2-player characters in a scene.
I was really tempted to also drag Marius, and I'm like, no, this is too early to drag Marius into this confrontation.
I was thinking that if the peony had decided to do a scene with Marius, that Sable was also going to be there. Anyway, yes. Carry on, Jade.
Okay, because I'm not sure quite, because I feel like Every's feeling kind of at a loss right now as well.
You can also call secondary characters. It doesn't have to be one of us.
Okay.
We can make up some people.
We can import some other people.
Sure. But I decided to pull from my oracle anyway to see what I got.
Cool.
Yep.
And to describe the card, it is like a trodden path in the grass, scattered with objects. There's a key, a teacup, some kind of disc, and you can see reflected in some shallow water a tower and the moon. But I got it inverted. So...
Ooh.
So now, I'm going to quickly send a picture of this to those of you in the chat. Let's see if I can get the colours not looking like absolute arse.
That's always the challenge.
Luckily,
my new deck now is only 3 colors, so...
well, looking at that card, and given one of our locations in the deep is the underground tunnels, I feel like I should maybe do a scene in the underground tunnels. Just sending you guys the visual of the card now. And I do know that it's upside down because the back of the deck has pictures on, which is not like a true tarot, but this is not what this is anyway. This is me using it as an oracle. So,
is it a tarot deck?
No, they are the spirit cards from the game Mysterium, which is how the spirits in that communicate. The ghost players communicate with the psychics, and it gives you give the psychics visions. It's kind of like a fun, doed up version of Clue, when the dead person can talk to you to give you the clues, but you as the psychics have to interpret the visions that you're being sent. It's a really fun game. If it wasn't such a lot, we can't play it online. Otherwise, I would be wanting to play it with everybody.
Yes,
but you say you've got somebody Every could meet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you are the worst, but yes.
I just need to complicate this further. I've been talking...
This is like happening at the same time that like Sable and the Peony are having this conversation.
So
if that happens, then, you know.
It's important to recognize that I have been talking to Dora about this and about this idea that I have for a character that I already have that I'm like could be her herald.
Oh.
So, or her voice on the, like a follower of her, basically.
I am so down.
And she can be hanging out in tunnels.
Okay, look, there are, so are we thinking this is a confrontation, or is this more of an emergence to look at the primary scene types?
I would probably call it an emergence.
Okay. There is also cryptic revelation, to be fair. But emergence feels cool.
There is also, like, we don't have to use any of the primary scene types.
No, not at all. So...
I think the detail that I want to start with is that Every in the tunnels, like, what's Every doing in the tunnels?
Well, the thing about Every is that they have this handy skill of getting into and out of places they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So, I feel like a part of that whole thing is they're a drifter. And I like the thought that after the events of the last scene, they're just walking without purpose, like me with my oracle, and they've just found themselves down there. This is where their feet took them, and this is where they need to be. Not that they necessarily think of it in those kinds of terms, but absolutely. And I don't think they take a light. I think, again, and I feel like that it's not like they're sleepwalking, but it's kind of like they are. And without even thinking about it, they one of their hands just ignites. And they're just like using that as the torch as they sort of traverse these tunnels. They're just... And maybe they've spent plenty of time down here. Maybe they've had very little reason to be down here. In the fringe. But, like, they, by their very nature, are this. They are on the periphery. So it tracks that maybe this is just not a place of discomfort for them. Or maybe because they're feeling discomforted, this is where they want to be, because it vibes with how they feel right now.
Yeah, that's good. I think that what you can hear, at some point, like... It takes a few moments to break through the daze, but you hear the distant sounds of guitar, of music. Like, music. A guitar specifically. But music. Someone is playing something down here.
Yeah, that music sort of pulls them out of whatever, not funk, but that sort of almost like trance-like state they were in, like, oh, let's call it what it is. They were disassociating hard, and they just sort of come back to themselves when they hear this music, and they're like, oh, and then they just sort of go towards it.
Yeah. Does anyone else have details they want to add before I keep going? Not to hijack your whole scene, Jade.
No, I didn't have a whole lot, and this is great. I am here for this.
Just to make sure we're in the tunnels underneath, right?
Yes.
There's definitely got to be glowing rocks there, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, maybe I don't need the fire then. Because we talked about how prevalent are the glowing rocks, or am I coming from a place maybe where there isn't many to a place where there is a few, which is why this person is happy to chill out here?
Does it matter if there's a lot of glowing rocks, you still keep your hand ignited anyway?
That's the question, because I feel like if they don't need it, because again, it was instinct that had them do it.
It could be a comfort, because the glowing rocks are too cold, and the flame is warmer, like as a warmer feeling to hold on to.
I like that. I like that a lot. So this space where this individual is originally kind of lit with that. I'm imagining sort of like tealy blues, almost like an underwater kind of vibe in the colour almost, because of the hue of these glowing rocks. And as Every enters with this like yellowy, orangey, reddish light, it's sort of... Oh, because teal and orange always look so freaking cool anyway. And like the warmth of this like is enough that sort of like half of the room is like this orangey glow, and then the other half is this stark contrast of these teal glowing stones and dark rock.
God, I have to find her voice again too. Damn. I've only written her like once or twice, so this isn't gonna be a lot.
What does she look like? While you think of her voice, that might help you get back to it.
So, the person that you see in front of you, first of all, is wearing an extremely impressive hat. Like, very impressive. Let me find her Pinterest board so that you can see. Her face claim is Halle Berry.
Nice.
Don't mind me.
Halle Berry, not Halle Bailey, as has been mucking me up on Twitter.
One, I'm pumped. Two,
oh, I don't have any good hats.
Halle Berry is really pretty.
Halle Berry's really pretty.
But also very short. I say very short, but she's just smaller than me.
I don't have any good hats on her Pinterest board. That's sad.
I'm sorry about the lack of hats.
I know someone who does have good hats on their pin board. Hold on. I mean, you don't have to hold on.
Yeah. So she is, I think that she's, like, in an alcove. She's, like, sitting on, like, a rock formation. Maybe she's sitting on some glowing rocks, so it's sort of making her glow.
Love that.
A little bit.
From beneath.
And
the shadows, though.
And she is playing her guitar. We can't do this, because of copyright. And I think only Dora will recognize what I'm about to say. But I think she's playing the opening guitar riff for Bones from the Casualties of Cool album.
I was about to make a joke that was like, I was like, what, is it a Homestuck reference? But no.
No.
Me and Mab over here. What is Homestuck?
Yeah. That's why I was just like, is that the only reason why Dora would get it? Is it Homestuck?
No, I just think Dora's the only one who's actually listened to that album. That's my, at everyone who's listening to this, that's my City of Gulls album. Go listen to it if you want to hear the vibes that I always think of when I'm thinking about the City of Gulls. I'm thinking about Casualties of Cool. So go listen to that album and go listen to Bones because it's such an anthem for her. And I die. Dora pointed that out to me at first, and now I just, like, can't unhear it. Anyway, so that's who you see.
Does she react at all to Every's presence, or is she just, like, busy jamming?
She's busy.
Okay. I feel like Every brightens I feel the flame brightens slightly, just a little. Not in an aggressive way, but more to just, like, shed more light.
Mm.
It's like, I wasn't expecting to find anybody else down here.
Well, neither was I, so I suppose we're alike in that regard.
Apologies if I'm disturbing you. I should,
Not at all. Sometimes we just want some space.
And you find this spacious. Granted, I appreciate that Every is incredibly short, but this is still like a closed-in space underground. So hence why there's sort of confusion, I suppose.
It's the light that invades shadows. You know that.
Yes. Does the light bother you?
Sometimes.
God, I wish I had a dice to make this choice for me. 1 second.
Dice stuff, dice stuff.
That's why we have a dice bot.
This is why we have a dice stuff thing. Every is possibly about to do something really stupid.
Oh no.
They shake their hand once and the flame goes out.
Oh no.
Oh! Is that the stupid thing?
Yeah.
Yes!
I'm like, oh, yes, it is. It is an extremely stupid thing.
I'm trying to describe what happens when the flame goes out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's that you can see her smile, and her teeth don't glow. That's weird. But you can see her smile.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, in a dark room, like, anything white, especially when there's, like, glowing stuff, I mean, it's a little bit on the nose to say it's kind of a bit of a UV vibe going on, but also, kinda. Also, yeah, exactly, black light. So,
Yeah.
like, they'd show more than they would if it was normal, like, small points of light in a dark room. Are they sharp, Kales, is what I need to know.
Oh yeah, come on.
I have to clarify for the listening audience, buddy, you know?
Yeah.
I suspected, but people deserve to know. Has she stopped playing, or is she doing that thing that guitarists do, like idly plucking strings?
She's idly plucking strings.
You seem happier.
More content, I would say.
You distinguish the two.
I think happier sometimes carries a connotation of joy, and there is very little about this world that is joyful anymore. So yes.
And that you and I are in agreement. Contentment is perhaps the best we can ask for, or hope for. You play beautifully.
Thank you. I've had a long time to practice. I'm Violet.
Every.
I know.
Cocks the head to the side. Have I ever seen her around town, or is this, considering how long Every has been there, and their status as neighborhood cryptid for getting into places? I don't have to have spoken to her before. Have I ever seen her? This woman with a penchant for hats.
I think you've seen the back of her before.
Okay, sure.
You've just seen her hat from a distance.
Yeah, it's in the hat.
You've seen... What it is you've seen glimpses of her, but you haven't seen her for long enough to really register what she looked like.
That's fair. Okay.
So you have, like, snatches of familiarity, but not enough to form a concrete memory.
Sure. Well, I suppose I have somewhat of a reputation.
Oh, you do.
Every doesn't take a step back because they're not scared. They don't necessarily know why they're not scared. I think it's one of those things where you know when something gets your hackles up, but you don't know why.
Yeah.
I think
You're
it's
just
just
like,
that.
Yeah.
Like, if Every were a cat, the fur would be doing the up-on-end vibe.
But you still have to poke at it anyway.
Yeah, obviously.
In the way that cats do, yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think they do. They do step forward because this familiarity is discomforting, because even the people that know Every don't talk to them like this. And they aren't saying anything. And where the light from the crystals is reflecting back in their eyes, what should be teal is like almost shifting in color, and it doesn't reflect true. It doesn't reflect the blue. It reflects the color of flame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't know that, but Violet can see that.
Violet can see that.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to play all her cards just yet, so... Like, the thing that I'm thinking in my head that I, like, want her to say, and the thing that she is thinking in her head, she's not going to actually say out loud because, you know, she plays the long game. She's not going to... Sure. She's very, very good at playing poker. Yeah. But the smile on her face does soften a little bit. She's not trying to scare them. It's not her fault that she's a herald of death.
Well, you know, we all get dealt our hands in life. I do think that Every does press, and they take another step forward. Who are you?
I am the one who calls, you could say. The bell ringer, perhaps. Though I'm admittedly not much of an organist myself.
See, my brain wants to go, I need to do an arcana check. A history check. This is because can I do an assess roll? What do I know here? Wait, no, the narrative is here. I just need to decide.
Roll a d20 and then add 3.
I just need to decide if Every knows this terminology. If they remember this terminology.
Here's another thing which I suppose I can ask Dora. Would this be known terminology?
That's a good question.
Is this new?
I don't think this would necessarily be known.
Yeah, because I think Violet's been around for a really long time, but I don't think people know her titles or what she does necessarily.
Sure.
Yeah. Like, outside of, like, if you...
And, like, she wouldn't call herself... She doesn't call herself a herald, or she doesn't call herself what other people would call her.
Right. Okay. Man. I kind of want that to be the scene, just on Violet saying who she is. Because I don't know exactly... I feel like Every needs to process this, and probably, like, meditate or talk to the peony about it. Because this is... Even if it is, ringing a bell for them, they're too lost. They're too disconnected from that part of themselves to make a solid connection.
There's too much going on in their head right now.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No, okay. Without the scene, like, Every sort of processes that information and lets their head sort of, like, they look kind of down at the ground like they're thinking. And the black lock of hair tumbles free from their braid.
Oh! Yes!
And that's the scene.
Yes!
Welcome to Follow the Leader, where my object is to make Kales make that noise.
Exactly. It's
your
important.
Personal goal.
My personal goal. Well, I don't know whether this means that we put a marker on the underground tunnels, or whether we add Violet to something, or...
I don't think we have a list of secondary characters yet, so I'm going to put that under mysteries.
Okay. Secondary character. Yeah, and put a marker on Violet. Actually, I kind of want to spend it and just come up with a tag for her.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, what to call her? What do you think a good tag is for her? Because we could just be... I mean, like, Sable has the tag the Paladin. We could just have Violet having the tag Herald.
The bell ringer.
Oh, the bell ringer. So yeah, let's just call it herald, because the implications within herald is like the bringing of information, the delivering of information. That isn't necessarily negated specifically to her role within the greater narrative, but also just the thing she does as a character has that to it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's... did any motifs... Because I have to deliver a marker. We feel like any of the motifs...
I don't know, I feel like it pings the Kingdom Hearts motif.
I was supposed to say, do Kingdom Hearts get pinged?
Yeah.
We're just calling it Kingdom Hearts now.
It's easier to say.
Oh, no. Or it's the marks we leave on others. Ooh.
Yeah.
Where do
I
you
like
want to
that
put
better.
that marker?
Because I gave the initial scene marker to Violet.
Yeah.
So it needs to go somewhere else.
I went ahead and I added the tunnels as the fringe, as locales, so...
Can I give myself a marker?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, I'll give it to myself, as that's... Yeah. Okay. Hey, Marius! What you been up to, bud?
How's it going? Summoning the forces of darkness.
Hey, Marius, what you doing?
Oh, nothing much. That is a good question, though. Who do I want this scene to be with? So I don't want this scene to be another solo scene.
Yeah.
Should we start bringing in new NPCs?
Somebody who we talked about being in the City of Gulls. This got talked about in the backstory. Somebody who has a habit of getting into places where they shouldn't be. They've popped up a lot so far in season 2 of Follow Leader. I could bring in Theo.
Theo! Bring in Sable's child!
Not literally, for anyone wondering what the fuck they missed on Follow the Leader.
Yeah, no.
You did not miss something.
I've just decided. Just decided.
Everyone wants to adopt Theo, except for Davy, who wants to smooch Theo.
Theo doesn't know that they want to smooch Davy.
That's okay, Davy doesn't know that either, it's fine.
That's fine.
He's a dumb child. They're both dumb children.
But maybe Theo could be maybe as one of Marius's students as well. So this could be anything like that, but I can offer up Theo for whatever kind of scene you might want to do, Dora. Alternatively, they be following Marius, because they were lurking around and saw click, click, dark, and that's some weird shit right there. I mean, they didn't say that, but... I mean, is this happening right after the scene in the library where they were practicing?
No, I don't think this is right after. I think this is probably like a day later or something. Because Marius isn't going to go down there all by themselves.
Oh.
Hey!
Thank the gods for small favours.
Yeah!
Hey!
I was just about to say that.
Fantastic.
Great. Cool. Love this.
It's good, is the thing. Okay.
I sort of want to have the scene with Sable and Marius, though, and I definitely want the peony to be there.
Oh,
we can save... My turn is literally next. It's fine.
Well, you can do that, and I'll just have Theo around, and we're just now establishing that they be here. So... Alternatively, if you want to be doing something, Theo could have gone and got Sable. And the peony.
While they're sitting there having that conversation.
Theo just runs in.
Yeah, like that scene in The Matrix where Mouse runs into the cafeteria and it's just Morpheus is fighting Neo. Just crash into the shop
and then everyone
front.
goes to watch with popcorn. Oh, it's such a good scene.
I love that scene. It's so
I love
good.
The Matrix.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we don't have to show that on camera, but it could be the case that unless Marius is wanting to seek them out, in which case the point is moot. But so whatever you want the scene to be, Dora.
I really do like the idea of it being Sable and the peony coming to Marius because Theo brought them. So
yeah,
I just love the idea that they're sitting there drinking their tea, and then Theo comes running in, and the peony goes, "Oh no." Baymax voice, "Oh no."
Theo comes running in. The peony goes, oh no. Theo says what's happening. Sable spits their tea across the table. Dora, set the scene for us.
So, because this is what is most hilarious to me, I think that Marius has canceled all of their classes. Yep, Marius is canceled.
Your favor's problematic.
I'm tweeting that right now.
Thank you.
I'm gonna turn one of my markers into the tag canceled.
Yes.
They've canceled all their classes, so the curtains are drawn, but there's like a smell of ozone coming from the library.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like, it's not like ozone after a lightning strike exactly. It's thicker than that because of the types of magic that Marius has been experimenting with. So
I like that, because that feels like Theo would have come along expecting classes, and that being the case, and just smelling this smell, and is like, that's a world of bad. I am not equipped for world of bad.
I know who is equipped for World of Bad.
Yeah.
Is Theo
My new
looking...
favorite MMO.
Here's a
World of
question.
Bad.
I know I don't want to focus on this too much. Is Theo looking for the peony, or is Theo looking for Sable? Or
Theo's
both?
looking for... Theo, I feel like they were looking for whichever one they found first.
And thankfully, they found both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So Marius is still in the library? Is that what I'm hearing?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The door crashes open. Well, the door rattles, and then it shakes, and then it crashes open, because Sable kicked it in.
They, run into it with their shoulder, doesn't open. Try it again, doesn't open. Kicks it open.
Yep.
And just gets face first inky blackness. The darkness so thick it's almost physical, so it's almost hard to breathe, and the ozone stench is so much stronger once the doors open. And then, as if from a great, great distance, you hear Marius just go, "That was unnecessary."
It was perfectly necessary. And I think the thing that's important here is that, Sable has no fire magic or light-bringing magic, but somehow they're illuminating the space anyway.
God, that's good.
I was going to also say the peony probably produces a small candle, and then that just kind of, it does, a nice, little swirl of light around her, too.
And you just hear Marius, clap their hands a couple of times, and then the darkness just sort of, drips down off of the ceiling and, puddles at your feet, and then just, swooshes away like a mist.
God, that's good, Dora. Fuck.
That's some good imagery.
Yeah.
Now you can all fully see and appreciate the disappointed mom face on the peony.
I think Sable has made it extremely clear to Theo that they are to stay outside and not come in.
Theo is watching from around the doorframe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because, I was about to say, oh, no, the peony closes the door, but you kicked it open, it's probably broken.
Yeah. Theo is not to step over the threshold of this door under any circumstances.
Yeah, Theo is as far into the room as they can be while obeying the instruction of do not come in the room.
Sable's gonna go loom over Marius, because Marius is also short!
Yep.
Sable is going to advance menacingly, and everyone in the room is suddenly going to be extremely grateful that Sable hates violence.
Everyone in the room is the three of them.
Yes.
Yep.
Marius probably is going to try and, be an asshole despite it, but...
That's how they are as a person.
It should be known.
Sable is very intimidating when they want to be.
They are the law, you know.
Yep.
They sure are the law. And they go, "You are messing with forces you do not understand."
hang on. I need to figure out how to phrase this.
Because I have all the things to say to Marius.
Seeking to understand these forces is exactly what I am in the business of doing. One can only learn these things through practice and effort.
There's safe practices, and then there's what you are doing.
Please, by all means, if you have a better means of practicing this, do share.
There is no understanding her. There is only avoiding her. And they're at the point where, like, by all rights, Marius should be backing up and, like, falling backwards into a chair sort of thing. Like, Sable is not backing down.
Marius's hands shake a little, but, like, their shoulders are squared and they're like, looking up into Sable's eyes and like, they're so certain that they're right, and they're gonna say something really stupid.
Marius's entire MO is saying stuff that is stupid, also.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, the peony, like, kneels down and places her candle in, like, the middle of the doorway, and then, like, pulls out a little charm and places it next to the candle, and some of the feeling of just, like, the oppressive atmosphere was still kind of lingering in the room, at least to her. I don't know if the other two could feel it, even after the blackness went away. But she places down the candle, places down the charm, and a little bit of the atmosphere eases, and the air clears a little bit. And she just kind of, like, stands there by the doorway, and she says, there are preventative measures to keep things from coming through that shouldn't come through.
Marius pulls themselves up as tall as they can manage, and they say, I know better than most the damage that she can wreak, and I would not dare invite her into my home. And frankly, I think it's misguided of you to think that I ever would.
You don't have to invite her when you pave a walkway. She can invite herself when she so pleases.
She invited herself into my last home. I will not have her invite herself again.
She doesn't invite herself. She goes where she pleases. You dare say that you know her better than me? Have you met her? Because I have. Have you ever seen her face? I understand that you lost a lot, that you lost your home, but don't you dare say that you understand her better than me.
Marius is just, because of who they are as a person, they just latch on to the wrong thing. How did you see her face?
From the doorway, Theo, who has no idea who she is, or this her they're talking about, has enough insight and knowledge of people to go and sink back slightly from the, like, tuck themselves a little bit more around the door.
Sable's gonna exaggerate a little bit.
No one knows it's a lie.
No one knows it's a lie. No one can prove this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched her tear the throat out of another god. And she will do the same to you, if you give her the option. If you pave the walkway for her.
Marius.
Yes?
What did you hope to gain from this? What knowledge did you hope to achieve?
Marius just sort of cocks their head at the peony, and there are places unknown that need to be explored, that need to be cataloged. I can feel it in my bones. There is something within that temple that calls, that requires a response.
I have 2 more questions for you, if you would indulge me such.
By all means.
Do you not think that which has been locked away was locked away for a reason? And do you not think that there are those who would help you understand these things, who know these things better than even you think you can, that you would not ask them?
It's a simple matter of...
No simple matter, Marius. There are forces at play here that you don't understand, and What I know about you is that you are trying to understand these forces, but there is a reason why they are unknowable and that they are missing from this world. Because when they were still here, the damage that they caused was irreversible. And we have lost much because those forces you try to understand so desperately were once known and made their presence known in a very permanent fashion.
Marius, if you wish to call her, I will not stop you. But don't come crying to me when you realize the hole you have dug yourself into. And Sable turns and walks out of the room.
Please at least tell me you understand, and say it in a way that I would believe it, because know that I would know if you're lying to me.
God, okay. Sorry, I need to
No, that's a
think
lot.
about how to phrase this.
That's a lot.
You've disappointed Mom.
I wanted to be clear that Sable's gonna, really quick, check in with Theo before they go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just, make sure that, they're okay.
You need a better mentor, kid.
Well, I think that Theo's interested in magic, and that's why they're having lessons.
Mm-hmm.
But, they think Sable is the shit. So, they'll, follow Sable out.
Yeah, look up starry-eyed. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Theo's such a good kid. I love that.
You say that I need help? Then I request your aid. I need to understand this.
I will give it, if that is what you need.
I think that scene.
The peony voice. I know a thing or two about talking to gods.
God, Marius is such a dumbass.
I fucking love Marius so much, you guys.
They're so fucking cancelled.
I am card-carrying member-in-chief, founding member, and president of the Marius fan club. That is my role here, and I stand by my idiot. Just my idiot. I stand by my idiot. I love them so much, and they make the dumbest choices, and it's fantastic.
Kari voice.
They're the worst.
I'm putting it in the server. Bye. Marius is cancelled.
So I think I'm gonna give that marker to the peony, partly because Sable's already got 3 markers.
Sable,
So.
I need a tag for Sable for that.
Yeah. Change a
Righteous.
marker into a Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah.
righteous.
Yeah.
My idea was also do not cite the deep magic to me, which
Oh, yeah, no.
Actually,
do
I'm
not
gonna-
cite the deep magic.
do not tag for. Do not cite the deep magic to me. Oh, thank you for the formatting for me, Dora.
You're welcome.
Oh, I can delete one of these markers then. Yeah, I just haven't been transmuting my markers into tags. That's really what's been happening here.
Yeah, I want to say that we pinged the darkness where there should be light motif.
Mm-hmm. And lightness where there should be dark, too. I mean, I know it's the same motif, technically, but, Sable in having this light to them that just, pushed the darkness back.
Yeah, in that case, I'm going to give Sable the other marker.
I'm gonna turn that immediately into the righteous one.
Okay.
So that I'm not just markers for days. Although, on some level, Sable is just markers for days because they're not much of a person right now. But they're getting there. They're getting there.
Yeah. Okay, let me mark down that scene, and then it is your turn.
Yeah.
it's Dora, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on iTunes, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about our show using the FTLcast hashtag. No, seriously, we crave the validation and it helps us out. Your support really means a lot. Thanks again!